Hi friends, welcome to Happy Nursing. I am Mila and today we will discuss about eclecticism. Before eclecticism, there was another philosophy, the philosophy of experimentalism. I have actually not made any separate video on this because the experimentalism is the same as pragmatism or progressivism. You can watch the video on the pragmatism and progressivism. It's available on my channel. I will also add the link to the description box because the philosophy of experimentalism believes on learning through experiments. It says the same thing as the pragmatism. Whatever works for us is true. Works for us means that which has some usefulness, some workability and some practicality in our life. The traditional values are lifeless if they have no application in our modern world. This is the fact of experimentalism. So you can watch the video on pragmatism and progressivism. The concept will be clear to you. Let's start the philosophy of eclecticism. Eclecticism is the process of pulling out and putting together the useful aspect of various diverse philosophies and forming one new philosophy of education. It has a tendency to know about different philosophies, to draw their best and essential points and to make a new philosophy of education. Because we have studied so many different philosophies till today and we have seen all of them are having some negative and some positive points. That means there is no such philosophy which meets all the requirements of life. There is no such philosophy which we will study and we will feel okay, this philosophy is the best. It has no negative points. I can apply it always whatever situation my life puts me in. No, that will never happen. All philosophies have some weaknesses or some limitations. So, a good idea is to study the different philosophies and then draw out the essential principles into one whole theory of education, which will be the best theory, which we can apply anywhere and everywhere in our life. This is the basis of eclecticism. Now, the principles of eclecticism. First one is respect for the child's personality. We have seen many child-centered philosophies so far, which believes in placing the child at the center of concern, paying attention to the child's interests and needs and letting him grow according to that helps in developing a better personality. Eclecticism has taken that theory in itself. Next says the child should be educated in the favorable and congenial environment. It's important to arouse interest in the child, because if the child is not comfortable in an environment, he cannot learn in a free mind there. That may depend on time, place or person. For example, the child is scared of teacher or hungry or he is feeling very cold in the classroom. His attention will always be there, not on learning. So, he cannot learn properly. So, in order to teach a child effectively, first of all, a favorable environment is needed. Next are the aims of education according to eclecticism. The child should become an efficient member of the society. This we have studied in earlier philosophies also, where child is considered to be the future of the society. So, he should grow to be an active member of the society, where he will contribute towards the advancement of society. Then the development of moral character. Child's morality should be to the optimum level, so that he can have the sense of love, mercy, cooperation and respect towards others. Then only he can recognize the societal problems and work to solve those. Promotion of good health. In order to work for society, the child should be careful about his own health first. We all have known from our very childhood that health is wealth. If we keep ourselves in good health, then only we can stand strong to the problems faced in life. Even for thinking and working for the underprivileged in the society, we have to maintain our own health first. Otherwise, we won't be able to work properly. Next is skillful training. Training through experiments, where child can learn by doing something, where he can have the taste of hands-on experience, and as a result of which he will develop to be skilled in the field of his interest, such skilled that he can apply that skill in his daily life for himself and others. That is called skillful training. Eclecticism focuses on that. Next is to prepare a person to take his place in life. Eclecticism also believes in preparing a person to be strong, to make him capable of standing for his own rights and to put his opinion in front of everyone. In another way, it helps in self-expression, and through self-expression, the child can be clear about his goal and achieve self-realization by achieving that goal. So, self-realization is also one of its aims. To adapt himself to his environment. Adaptation is very important for life. We have read this in a number of philosophies before. Eclecticism believes in preparing a student to adjust to his environment and to the changing demands of the society. For example, before we used to access all the official works like payments, documentation, applications, etc. through writing, but today everything is online. There is no place of hard copy documentation. So, students should learn to adapt to the new environment. Eclecticism aims to increase the ability of the learner to think, reason and to be creative in his own field. He should be able to use his reasoning power to solve problems around him, as well as bring out new and creative ways for solving them. For example, a class captain writes the names of the students who are talking and gives it to the teacher. He is liked by a very few students and most of them do not listen to him. He nearly struggles controlling the class. But another class captain chooses students who are calm in class for an interesting activity, say a project or arranging a tour, etc. Ultimately, it is easier for him to control the class and keep everyone calm. Next is the concept of teacher. Teacher should work to bring desirable changes in the student. Desirable change means the change which is desired for the child's own good and the good of the society. For example, the teacher notices a child is having the habit of picking fight with others. The teacher should work on that behavior from the point of observation so that this habit does not grow to be a daily habit or pattern for the child. Teacher should have enough knowledge of children and their interests. We have already studied in the philosophy of naturalism that know the child and you will know what to teach. So, knowing a child and his interest is important to select the study material for the child. Knowledge about modern problems. This is important because we have already discussed the changing patterns of problems in our society. Teacher should keep himself updated about that so that he can encourage his students to choose his aim related to modern changing issues of the world. For example, in the modern world, global warming is a very prevalent problem. We are already familiar with the hot and humid summers which all of us are going through each year, right. So, teacher has to have knowledge about those problems and make the students aware of them. Then teachers should be flexible and suppress the rigid method of teaching for the students. Some students may learn well in a classroom, some may need a more open environment, some may understand everything through theory, some may need practical experiments. Teachers should be flexible according to that. Therefore, a teacher should have a knowledge of more than one teaching method. The teacher will apply new methods according to the children's knowledge for the changing age and interest. For example, a student of primary class may feel interested to learn in a particular way, but that same method may not work for the senior student. Same way, teaching methods also differ for students according to their fields of interest. Next is new methods according to the progress of the society. This means changing or modifying the methods according to circumstances. Our society is not standing at one place. It is progressing every day. Students were taught in classrooms a few years ago. Now, most of the teachers have changed their teaching method to online classes. Just like that, teacher has to change himself or herself and his or her teaching methods, keeping in mind the present circumstances. Next is curriculum. Eclectics focus on life-centered curriculum for providing a large number of diversified experiences. As we studied in the beginning that eclecticism provides us with such principles which can follow in whatever situation the life puts us through. So, it is called a life-centered curriculum. Subjects which are included here are humanities, language, skill, mathematics, geography, sciences, grammar, essential skills, desirable attitude and social virtues, means the subjects which are needed for our intellectual, mental and social development. Next are the methods of teaching. First one is play-way method. We are familiar with this method from philosophies like naturalism. Child will learn better when he enjoys the learning and is not scared of it, when he can learn through playing. Next is learning by doing. This is included in various philosophies like pragmatism, progressivism, etc. Child will learn the best when he engages in different activities rather than only reading books. Direct experiences through project. This also we have seen in the teaching methods of earlier studied philosophies. Project method is something where real life situations are created and child is released free in the environment to judge how he will tackle the situation. Do you remember the example I gave in progressivism about the teaching the lecture method? Until and unless the student practices giving a few lectures on his own, standing in front of the class, he will not understand the method properly. Drill as well as freedom to learn. As already stated, eclecticism has taken the essential points from all the existing philosophies and formed a new one. So, it has given an importance both to learning through drill or practicing again and again and learning freely. Next is problem solving. Problem solving is also a teaching method supported by eclecticism. Using one's own thinking and reasoning to solve problems helps to learn fulfilling life's demands. It also helps to understand such demands which are not possible to fulfill or not essential to fulfill. For example, a student who is very poor is having problem to secure a job. He tries and gets a job after several problems. So, getting a job was essential for him. Now, he sees his colleagues getting expensive things like a new car or something else. But if he has a proper understanding of life, then he will know that getting a new car is not a demand of life which is essential for him to fulfill. Thus, problem solving helps the students to understand the proper meaning of life. Next is the concept of discipline. Eclecticism believes in self-discipline. Students should not be pushed for maintaining discipline. It should come as a natural process. How is that possible? When they learn from experiences, then only it is possible. Friends, do you remember the example of a boy I gave in naturalism who was fighting with his classmates and others started avoiding him? So, he stopped fighting in the class. So, he learned to be self-disciplined from his own experience. So, that was all about eclecticism. If this video is useful to you, then please like and share my video and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching.